Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries and top market experts give you an advice on your custom-made portfolio as well. So how do you send us your questions? Well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. Don't forget to mention your name, your location and your contact details when you send us your questions. You can also use the YouTube channel where you're watching us live, the comment section there to send me your questions and I can pick up and address it to our top market experts of the day, who can then share with you their views as far as some of the stocks which are there in your portfolio or on your watch list. Let's now welcome our guest on the show. Mr. G. Chokalingam joins in. He's the founder and MD of Economics Research and has a long-standing research-oriented approach towards the stock markets. Over 2 decades of experience here. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time out for this wonderful discussion on Daily Calls as far as viewers' questions and overall market strategies are concerned. I'll begin with the market, sir, first. We've actually seen a stellar rally over the last 5-6 days unfold, at least on the benchmark index level. Newer highs have been claimed as well. Just before this, there was a lot of nervousness in the markets. People were expecting a bigger or a deeper correction in the markets, but the markets have surprised us on the upside. What is your own sense of the market setup right now? We are now heading into the festive season. Are we now in for a sharper bull run?
Certainly, very interesting question. Definitely, my strong view is that the rally in Sensex and Nifty would continue. Sensex till it reaches around 90,000, I think it's not going to see any major correction at all. For last 4.5 years, small and mid cap have outperformed Sensex and Nifty. Now the time has come for Nifty and Sensex to outperform small and mid cap indices. This is based on logical and fundamental reasons, not just intuition. The valuation gap between Sensex Nifty versus small and mid cap indices have widened to a lifetime record high level, and that logically leads to more attraction for Sensex and Nifty stocks. Secondly, the FIs have missed this massive bull run in the small and mid cap stocks, that is in the broader market. Now they have come back. With rate cut now starting with the 50 bps, I'm pretty confident that the US Fed will cut down the rate by another 50 to 100 basis points in 2 to 3 months time period. That also would augur well for FIs to come back here. And third, India's growth story as usual remains robust. The forecast varies between 6.8% to 7%. Whether it is 6.8 or 7, it's going to be the fastest growing economy in the world. And short-term triggers also, you saw the forex reserves rising to record level, lifetime high level. Excellent monsoon, which is concluding in a couple of days. Water storage is too good. Food and crop output is a record high level for crop year ending June 2024. And 2025 also likely to end with another record level of food grain production. So which would mean the inflation rate would fall, and even RBI, I am pretty confident that in 2 to 3 months it will start reducing the interest rate. So all this would augur well for Sensex and Nifty stocks. And definitely now the investor base is more than 19 crore. It's not going to be a washout for small and mid cap, but then selective quality stocks would do well. Interestingly, last 1.5 months, if you see 1-2 months, very quality small and mid cap stocks are holding on. Quality in terms of management, balance sheet, valuation, comfort. When they are holding on, a lot of inferior stocks in terms of weak balance sheet or unknown management or exorbitant valuation, they have already corrected 30 to 50%. So this kind of experiences for the first time for me to see, the small and mid cap space as a whole is not cracking, but many overvalued stocks with weak balance sheet or weak business model, they have fallen even 30 to 50%. So this is a very welcome trend for investors who base their investment decision on the fundamentals. So therefore, that dichotomy within the small and mid cap also would continue. It would mean selective small and mid cap stock continue to rally and continue to create a wealth in the short to medium to long term. And Sensex and Nifty as a whole should continue to rally at least another 5 to 10% by end of the current fiscal.
Okay, got it. So that's the overview on the markets. So we already have a lot of viewers who are sending in their questions, sir. So let's start off by taking their questions now. Our first caller is already with us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Sai has called in. Hi Sai, good afternoon. Go on with your question, please.
hold Adani Group shares. They are not moving at all. So if I want to sell them, where should I invest? If at all
Okay.
Adani will move, can you please help me? When will it move?
Are you at least on profits there?
Yes, yes, I am on 20%, minimum of 20% profit in every share which I hold.
Got it. Got it. So, Mr. Chokalingam is with us. Let's take his view here. Mr. Chokalingam, Adani Enterprises, Adani Power, Adani Green, Adani Ports, a whole lot of stocks within the portfolio, about 20% profit in each, but the stocks have actually been testing patience for the short-term investors. Should the investment strategy be to switch over to a performing area or a sector or a stock? What would you advise?
If a short-term investment horizon is there, then one can hold on. Sorry, long-term investment horizon is there, one can hold on, but short-term, they're fairly priced. So therefore, you might consider stocks like Reliance Industry, Dr. Reddy, Indigo, that is Interglobe Aviation, because oil price has corrected nearly 27% from 52-week high, and that's too good for aviation leader. And already ATF prices were reduced. I am expecting one or two more reduction in the ATF prices, which would also be positive for Interglobe. So if he is looking at a short term, these are the better stocks than some of the names he has mentioned. But if he's a long term, if he has a long term view on those stocks, he can continue to hold Adani Group stocks.
Okay, got it. So I hope this has answered your question. Let's take the next question from our YouTube viewer. Anuj Singh writes in, होनासा कंज्यूमर का शेयर करंट रेट पर लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए क्या ले सकते हैं, आपका क्या व्यू है? मिस्टर चोकलिंगम, होनासा कंज्यूमर और मामा अर्थ, the recently listed company, has actually had a very turbulent start. It did show us some bounce in the last series, but do you think at these current levels it can be bought for the long term?
No, I do not have a valuation comfort in Onasa.
Okay, do not enter at the right now for the long term, because the prices are actually very highly valued at this point in time, so keep that in mind. Let's take the next question then. Avdish Thakur wants to know, is my trip planners, should one take a fresh entry for the medium term? Now we do know this stock actually fell quite sharply in this week. This was after the promoters were in a huge block deals of shares selling, and therefore the stock has been under pressure. I think about 19 odd percent is what we had seen already, a dip on the stock in 2-3 days. At 35 odd levels, is my trip planners interesting to you?
No, because its fundamentals, bottom line is not attractive, and moreover, when promoters sell, when bottom line and valuation not attractive, that always gives more fear. So I would not give a buy call on easy.
Okay, we have a caller now with us. Let's go across to Arup Das from Durgapur. Mr. Arup Das, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
Very well, thank you so much. Tell me, what's your question, sir?
Madam, I have two stocks. One is Radico, 5 numbers at the rate of 1837, and GM Beverage, 30 numbers at the rate of 981. Now, asking you what to do, hold or sell?
So liquor space is what he is holding on to, Mr. Chokalingam. Radico Khaitan, which has actually had a stellar run in the recent past, and GM Breweries at 980 odd levels. Do you think could he hold on to these stocks? Is there a momentum that could continue here?
You can book profits for two reasons. Valuation got stretched, and secondly, the demand for tax collection continue to grow for the government, because a lot of welfare schemes are expected to be announced, and already the fiscal condition demand a lot more collections from the tax. And I believe that liquor and cigarette would ultimately become once again a victim of possible hike in the duty. So therefore, he can sell. But still, if he wants to look at brewery liquor stocks, then he may probably consider Sula Vineyard, which offers a better conviction than these two names.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question then. This is from Soumya Raut. She asks, could you please help me understand for October series, can I look at TCS? It's an interesting question because just today we have actually seen how Accenture's revised guidance upward has actually propelled some of the domestic IT names today, including TCS also. About 0.8% of a move can be seen, and across the board there is a lot of move. Do you think as we head forward to even domestic IT companies reporting their earnings starting the first week of October, is this a good short to medium term pick?
No, see, the investors have to understand the reality that last 3-4 years, the IT space has lost its wealth creation opportunity.
Yeah.
For last 2-3 years, we are seeing poor single-digit growth on year-on-year basis in export in dollar term, and there is no any visibility of that changing in the short to medium term. That is at least for 1 or 2 years. So still one can play on large IT stock only from the defensive perspective. If he's nervous about the market or he's nervous about small and mid cap, then these kind of stocks become a good defensive bet. But there is not going to be any great wealth creation opportunity. But that could be there in selective names in small and mid cap still in IT space, because the whole industry is growing in poor single digit. There could be more consolidation which could happen in the IT space. So therefore, if somebody is looking at a defensive approach, or he can hold on to TCS. Otherwise, if he wants to create a wealth, possibly he can look at stocks like Axelia Solutions, which I believe next 1-2 years can create a very attractive return.
Excelia Solutions. Let's show that stock on the charts for our viewers to also see where Mr. Chokalingam is bullish for the next 2 to 3 years perspective. If one really is looking for that kind of a time frame to really create wealth for one, then Excelia Solutions is something that you can definitely look at. And this is one stock that I think Mr. Chokalingam you had highlighted earlier also in one of your top picks on the morning show that we had got this stock. Let's actually look at the share price also right now. Let me just highlight it for our viewers. Excelia Solutions is trading at 1855, and in case we look at the long term charts of Excelia Solutions, last year to date basis the stock has already gone up 30 odd percent, and there is more steam left for the next 2 to 3 years is what Mr. Chokalingam believes right there. So let us look at that too. Okay, Mr. Chokalingam, some more stock questions are actually coming in. So we have another caller with us now. Lakshman Kumar from Madurai in Tamil Nadu is with us. Lakshman ji, namaskar. How are you?
I am fine, madam. Good morning.
Very good afternoon. Tell me, what's your question, sir?
I am questioning regarding tire stocks. Stocks are recommended. I want to know about his recommendation regarding tire stocks.
Okay, Mr. Chokalingam, this question is particularly to you to understand on the tire stocks, since you are saying there is some momentum other than MRF. Where can one really look at for the long term?
Certainly, stocks like Apollo or even SEAT would fit in. We recommended MRF because it's a leader. This is the only tire company which has got net cash.
Sure.
Many tire companies have got debt and sitting on a phenomenal reserves. The one strong reason where so far I have not been successful is that expecting a split or bonus, because once again if MRF goes above 1,50,000, I believe it's only my expectation as an analyst that there is a possibility of some regulator asking MRF management to split the share, because above 1.5 lakh rupee it is not affordable for many middle class investors. So that is the only problem for MRF, because it is not getting the kind of PE a leader should get in the marketplace. It is still around 28 PE on current year earning. So considering all that, I would recommend MRF. Personally, I do not have. My firm doesn't hold MRF. We don't have it indirectly through any friends, relatives, or proxies. But I give my neck out once again in MRF. Conservative target is 1,60,000. But if any corporate action happens as I expect, then it can touch even 2 lakh. That's my firm faith. If it's not comfortable, you can consider stocks like Apollo Tire or SEAT.
Okay, got it. There is a follower of yours, Mr. Chokalingam, who is now with us on the show, Mr. Mubarak Hussain. He has written to us. He says, I have been following Mr. Chokalingam for a long time, and he also mentions that I used to hear, sir, when he used to talk about JB Chemicals and Genus Power. So I have a lot of respect for him, and he now wants your view on Edelweiss now. He has about 25,000 shares, and he's been invested in Edelweiss since at 122 levels. Now, what is your own view as far as this stock is concerned? Currently at 138, he's sitting on profits. What would your advice be?
I thank him very much for the kind words. Unfortunately, I do not track, the broking companies or wealth management companies because we are in similar business.
Yeah.
So, if I give buy call some point in time, I have to give sell call, which I would like to avoid being a part of the same industry. So, I am very sorry that I am not able to give you one advice.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question then. This is from one of our viewers, Namita Arora, and she says, Hi Sakshi, good afternoon. How are you doing today? I'm very well, Namita. I hope you're doing well as well. Can PC Jewelers be bought now, as it has already run up a lot, but will it keep going upwards till Diwali? Now, actually, we have seen the entire jewelry space in the buzz, and PC Jewelers, of course, has been a one-way up move that we've also seen on this one. First of all, an entry level should be seen because the stock is only going from circuit to circuit also, sir. How would you advise on the jewelry space as a whole and PC Jewelers?
Yeah, so if you permit me, I'll take 2 minutes,
Sure.
to elaborate because the investor asked whether the stock would continue to go up. If fundamental analysts like me is based on the fundamental, if I say it will not go up, then definitely the chance of me proving to be a joker is very high. So what I mean to tell you is that, the price projection is based on the both the PE and EPS. So we can probably be right to the extent of 80-90% in forecasting the EPS, but on forecasting the PE upgrade, we do not have any tool. So what I mean to say that some of the jewelry stock like PC Jeweler, if you remember, it went to poor double digit and it destroyed even 90% of the wealth.
Yes.
So one should remember those facts, and it can continue to go up. So you can't say no, but you have to take a call whether you like this kind of business, this kind of stock, which has got that kind of volatility and valuation comfort is not there, and still you want to take a risk and make money, or you want to play safe. So if you want to play safe, I would sell this stock on further rise.
Okay, got it. We have therefore a view, Namita. Please do take heed on PC Jeweler as a whole and the past performance as well, and how the stock's history has been, so that you can actually take a wise decision right there. We have a caller now from Bihar. Avnish ji हैं हमारे साथ. Good afternoon, Avnish ji. कैसे हैं? अवनीश जी, पूछिए अपना सवाल.
जी नमस्कार मैडम.
जी नमस्ते.
इरेडा के कुछ शेयर सेल करके इसी 154 में खरीदा था, ठीक है.
ठीक है.
और अभी इरेडा के कुछ शेयर सेल करके मैंने इसी 154 में खरीदा था, और अभी इरेडा का 1400 शेयर अभी भी है, तो क्या मैं स्विच कर जाऊँ किसी और शेयर में या अभी बने रहूँ?
Right, हम आपका क्वेश्चन का आंसर दिलवाते हैं. Mr. Chokalingam, so Avnish has invested in IREDA. He had the stock since 280 odd levels. Now he sold off partly and put that money in PC Jeweler at the level of 154. He is asking, should he also sell the remaining of IREDA shares since his buying price is quite high and switch somewhere where he can actually make money? What would you suggest?
Yeah, so IREDA is a great company, but valuation comfort is not there. So it probably, since its buy price high, if it recovers even 3-5%, one can sell. And I believe that, either you buy a very high quality small and mid cap stock, because, I do expect a lot of correction in almost half of the small and mid cap stocks, or buy a large cap stock. So I would suggest considering stock like Coal India. It is still trading at 8-9 PE. I firmly believe that apart from growth, there is a possibility of valuation multiple upgrade in Coal India because of diversification into non-coal minerals which are related to lithium, and also expansion of thermal power, expansion of renewable power. So this stock gives me tremendous confidence. So this is one stock I would recommend strongly.
ओके गॉट इट. चलिए अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं. वी हैव द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नाउ एंड दिस क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम काव्या. शी सेज वी आर गेटिंग वेरी क्लियर विजडम फ्रॉम सर, सो थैंक यू सो मच for your wisdom on the stocks. Now she wants to know on Nupur Recycler and Clean Science. Are they fundamentally good for the long term, and can she invest in these two stocks at the current levels? One is Nupur Recycler and the other one is Clean Science Technologies.
Look, the first one I have not tracked, so it would be unfair for me to give any intuition-based suggestion. But Clean Sciences I have gone through. It looks really very clean in the business model, and it looks a good stock. But unfortunately, the valuation comfort is not there. So probably if it falls 10-15%, then one can consider. But if you want to take a little risk for very long term, then one can buy the stock. Otherwise, ideally speaking, I would wait for at least a 10% correction in Clean Science.
Okay, got it. Next we have Rishikesh's question coming in, and he wants to know from you that he is holding Texmaco Rail at the rate of 200. Now can he hold for one more year? He can hold for one more year, so should he do that, or should he switch onto some other stocks beyond railways? What would you suggest here?
Railway defense, almost 4/5 of the stocks have already played out. If one should have been smart enough to sell them at the peak, recent peak. If you are losing, hold on, because forget fundamental. These railway stocks, they see P upgrade once in 2-3 years consistently. So in the next rally, you can sell and recover the loss. If it's not losing money, it's good to sell. And apart from Coal India, one can also consider Balmalari company. That's one PSU stock which has not rallied the way other PSU stocks have rallied. And the disclosure is that I personally hold, my company also invested in Balmalari company.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question then. This question is coming from one of our callers. In fact, we have Mr. Arman Khan from Vadodara in Gujarat. Mr. Arman Khan, कैसे हैं आप? Mr. Khan, अपना सवाल पूछिए. Okay, I guess he's not able to hear us, but he sent us his question, Mr. Chokalingam. I'll read that out for you. One is on NHPC. He has bought this stock at 102 levels. Now he wants to know, should he be holding on or should he sell? And because the stock price has come to 94 odd levels. Geo Finance is another one that he's been holding, and he has this stock at the rate of 375. Although it would have been very helpful if he was on air with us to tell us whether he can actually hold on for the long term, if he has that long term vision. But overall, what's your view on the power space, NHPC and Geo Finance as well?
Yeah, NHPC, the buying price is a fair price. So if it reaches that price, he can sell. And Idle should do well with a good monsoon, and this stock should do well. So the moment he gets his cost price, he can sell NHPC. That's a fair value. Geo Finance, we have a buy coverage, and I may be wrong, but I have extraordinary optimism on Geo Finance because it comes from Reliance Group, and where you have a Reliance Retail and a Reliance Geo Mobile, which complement the business model of Geo Finance. So they are going to help Geo Finance to scale up the business. And second, Reliance, with its leadership position in the country, already attracted a global leader in AMC business. I firmly believe that Geo Finance would be able to attract in all the verticals they have planned to diversify in the entire gamut of financial services industry. They are global leaders. Third, on the valuation, it is trading at around 1.6, 1 times price to book value. And a lot of people say that the business is yet to start. That's why you are getting the stock at 1.6, 1.7 times. But if you look at the comparable other industrial houses or financial services company, they trade at even 3 to 7 times price to book value. So I believe that the Reliance Group has created a phenomenal opportunity for the retail investors to participate from the beginning of the growth story in Geo Finance. And it is sitting on more than 1 lakh crore worth of Reliance industry. So I believe that next 5 to 10 years, that investment value can be used innovative way to shore up its own capital adequacy and go for massive lending and build its book value. So therefore, I have extraordinary faith in geofinance.
Okay, got it. So there you have it. I think there couldn't have been a better explanation about geofinance, viewers, in case you were still having that doubt about the company, the future and the long-term vision that Mr. Chokalingam has shared with us. Thanks a lot for that. We'll now shift to our KYC segment, Mr. Chokalingam, and this is our Know Your Company segment, which we do on Fridays especially. And today's company on our radar is SH Kelkar. Why we picked up this stock for this week is that because the stock was coming back into action. It has shown some bounce as well over the last 5-10 days odd. And interestingly, when we were doing the research, we have found out for our viewers that this is the only fragrance or the perfumery company that is actually listed on the Indian stock exchanges. So you have that monopolistic play here that you can actually be looking at. Remember, Keva is a popular brand under which it actually sells its all its perfumery. So it's engaged in manufacturing, supplying and exporting of fragrance, flavors, aroma ingredients. It's in a personal care products category, home cleaners, fabric care, fine fragrances. They have a portfolio of a whole host of products as well. Even in the baked goods, the products that are used with fragrances is something that they also look at. Dairy, beverages, pharmaceuticals, they actually provide to a whole host of sectors and industries out there. And the products which you can actually recognize are under HK, Cobra, Oris Wheel, Three Birds, Keva brands. These are the kind of brands under which you will actually find this company. Now, when we look at the key metrics and the financials, the company in its Q1 FY25 has reported a 471 odd crore rupees of a revenue. That was a change of 11% year on year. Its EBITDA improved by 15 odd percent, and its losses have actually been reducing on a year on year basis. But there has been a quarter on quarter, I think there has been a dip right there. But when we look at the kind of growth the company has seen on a region basis, rest of the world actually contributes about 63% to the overall revenue. Europe's growth is 6%. Total revenue growth was 7%. Revenue from India, however, has seen some kind of a dip as well in the recent quarter. Let's get in Mr. Chokalingam's view here as far as SH Kelkar is concerned. Have you been tracking this stock for a long time, sir? And what is the kind of pedigree the management has, the quality of the company that we have? Since it's the only perfumery related company, what is the kind of view that you would share?
Well, certainly, it's a high quality company, no doubt about it. It's only because of the exceptional income they posted a very poor results in Q1. But otherwise, before exceptional, if you take, it does make about 2.5 rupee EPS, which is about 10 rupee EPS, whereas the stock trades at 300, so it's about 30 PE. Yes, definitely one can give around 30 PE for this kind of company. So I would suggest that wait for September results. In case the company doesn't post much better performance in than the Q1 results, stock might correct 5-10%. That could be a great opportunity. But if you are willing to take 5-10% risk, then one can buy correct now also for the long term. So 30p for this kind of stock is a reasonable fair value. But ideally, I would wait for September results since June quarter has shown huge exceptional expenses and posted losses.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Now, sir, I also wanted to ask you, just like how I pointed out, there is a monopoly play here. But does it stand to gain with that? Are we going to see some influx of newer players right there, or will it be able to maintain its leadership position back home, or maybe with the export opportunities that comes in their way?
Well, this kind of business, it's not easy for competitors to come and capture the market share, because fragrance and all very sensitive to the technology and your brand name and your established track record. So it's not a commodity business. So it's going to be tough for others to just come and capture the market share. Competition may be there, but it's a very long-term player. It's not that easy to snatch away the market share. That's my view. So there is a lot of comfort. Only point is that as I said, the entire small and mid cap segment is at the peak of the evaluation. This kind of valuation I have not seen in 31 years. So, and also, exceptional items. So one can wait for September. There's a lot of comfort in the stock in terms of technology, product, and the business model.
All right. Well, we will thank you, Mr. Chokalingam, on that note for sharing all the insights on various stocks that our viewers asked you, your own choices as well as on our KYC segment. Truly appreciate your presence always on Business Today. So, hope you have a fantastic time till the time we meet next on air. Okay, viewers, and that was KYC segment, SH Kelkar. I hope that gave you some insight on what the company does and what is the future outlook like as far as the analysts' research to go. We also now are joined by another guest to answer the rest of your questions, which you've been waiting by with. We have Mr. Prashant Tapsi, research analyst at Mehta Equities, now joining in. Warm welcome to you, Prashant, and good to have you with us. Well, a lot of our questions already lining up for you, so I'm not wasting any time. We'll straight away dive into our viewers' questions. Let's take the first question. This is from Swarnika. She's from Andhra Pradesh and she wants to know on Balrampur Chini. She's already on profit. So should she exit or hold on? Could you please tell her? Today is a great day to be talking about sugar stocks. They're all up in, in a sweet spot, and there are lots of reasons beyond this kind of a move that you are actually seeing. The food minister has actually come out with some favorable, comments with respect to MSP hike that could be on government's radar, ethanol price revision also that could be on the radar as well, removal of the export ban is another one, and of course we going forward have the festivities that are coming in as well. But on sector as a whole, Prashant, what's your outlook? And on Balrampur Chini, should one book profits or stay on?
I think she has to hold this position right now. The sector is very much in action right now. On a technical basis, yes, 620 can be a stop loss. She has to hold it and ride this festival season. Overall, the ethanol story is still on. I think H1, H2, there will be a price hike in the ethanol, and these sugar companies will get a lot of benefit out of that. And their earnings, that is second H2 earnings, will obviously be better than H1. So I think she has to hold this stock with a target of at least 720 on or before December. So my call is hold on this.
Okay, hold on this, right. Let's get the next question now. Jigna from Mumbai is with us on the phone line. Hi Jigna, good afternoon. Take up your question, please.
I have bought 300 shares of Moti Sands at 314. I want view on that and TVS Motor.
Moti Sands Jewelers is what you have already got.
Yes.
And, you want to know what is the future, and on TVS Motors. All right. Let's first discuss Moti Sands Jewelers and the jewelry space, Prashant. This has been in the thick of action, and Moti Sands has actually had a lot of run up in the recent past. What is the outlook on that one?
I think with respect to gold as a business and jewelry as a business, every 3-4 companies in the this segment, everybody has done well. I think Moti Sands has also done very well when compared to the other peers. I think hold is my call for at least a target of 330, 340 on a technical basis. On a fundamental basis, I think there can be a target of at least 400 for a 1 year perspective. So I am very much positive on this sector as specific. But if you ask me which stock, again, I would like to go on Titan on when it comes to a jewelry business. So right now for this is a hold call.
Okay. And on TVS Motor, what will you suggest her?
I think yes, considering the festival season which is almost started, and H2 will be the highest sales for any two-wheelers, Bajaj Auto, TVS and all, I think 3000 can be a target for TVS for a very shorter time, and I think the call is hold on this.
ओके अनूप यादव का सवाल लेते हैं प्रशांत. ये IFCI के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. कुछ 1600 शेयर्स हैं इनके पास. इनकी जो बाइंग प्राइस है IFCI पर 76 की है. अब ये पूछ रहे हैं क्या करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हमारे चैनल पर ये पहले भी आए थे. इन्होंने सवाल लिखा है कि पहले भी मैंने 65 के स्टॉप लॉस के साथ इस स्टॉक पर बना रहा हूँ. अब क्या करना चाहिए इस स्टॉक पर? आगे क्या किस तरीके का आपको कोई रिवर्सल का ट्रेंड, अप ट्रेंड नजर आ रहा है यहाँ?
I think yes, थोड़ा रिवर्सल ट्रेंड यहाँ से चालू होने की कोशिश कर रहा है. दी स्टॉप लॉस शुड बी मेंटेन्ड अगेन 64 के नीचे स्टॉप लॉस मेंटेन करना चाहिए, और नियर टर्म टारगेट मुझे लग रहा है 72 और 75 का मुझे टारगेट लग रहा है एटलीस्ट फॉर अ शॉर्टर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. He or she has to wait, hold this stock with a stop loss, because stop loss अगर hit हो गया तो there will be lot of more downside which can be up to 52 also. So 64 is my stop loss. Target can be 72 and 75.
ओके गॉट इट. अगला सवाल लेते हैं. ये सवाल कमलेश नरखेड़े का है. सुंदरम फास्टनर्स के लॉन्ग टर्म व्यू के बारे में और बिजनेस के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं कि कैसा बिजनेस है और क्या लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए यहाँ पर निवेश किया जा सकता है.
yes, long term के लिए सुंदर पार्टनर फास्टनर्स इज a very good company. It's almost a 30,000 crore market cap company. वैल्यूएशन थोड़ा सा हाई लग रहा है मुझे 50 पी के आज के भाव पे. मुझे लग रहा है कि अगर टेक्निकली होल्ड करना है तो यस द कॉल इज होल्ड, बट अगर बेस्ट लेवल टू बाय दिस स्टॉक वुड बी एनीवेयर नियर 1300 रुपीज. तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर एडिशनल शेयर्स लेने हैं तो 1300 रुपीज के आसपास उसको वेट करना चाहिए. अगर लॉन्ग टर्म ऑलरेडी ले चुके हैं तो ही और शी हैज टू होल्ड इट फॉर एटलीस्ट 1 year फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. A technical target can be a 1500 from this point of time.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. We have Ankur Modi's question coming in. He's asking your views on Imagica World and Jyoti Structure. Long term view, any of these stocks would you recommend? Imagica
Yes.
World and Jyoti Structure.
I'm very much bullish on Imagica. I'm tracking this from last 2-3 years. The story is really good. Post changing of the management, the Malpani Group, who has acquired this 2 years back, has done lot of consolidation in the business model. They have bought all the consolidated assets into one company right now, which is trading at 80-85 rupees. For long-term investors, I am very much bullish with a target of 100-120 for next 3 to 6 months. For a long term, obviously, yes, 1 or 2 years they have chalked out lot of plans to go out of Maharashtra, out of Gujarat. They want to go to Chandigarh, they want to go to Bangalore, Chennai, and all. So I think that is going to give good breakout for this. For a 1 year perspective, 120 can be a target. For a 200 target, 2 years can be a perspective to invest in. And the second question on the Jyoti Structures, I think it's a turnaround story. At 26 rupees, the story is getting turned out. Lot of NCLT has been covered out. So the only thing is happened should be a good thing. They have got lot of orders right now. Execution is a point of question right now. Yes, if the execution comes in place, orders are lot of almost 2 years orders book they have right now. For me, a target of 40 can be a target.
ओके गॉट इट. अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं. हमारे साथ एक कॉलर जुड़े हुए हैं दियोघर से. अवधीश कुमार ठाकुर हैं. अवधीश जी नमस्कार, पूछिए.
नमस्कार मैम, बोल रहे थे ये बीटीएससी इंडिया पावर कॉर्पोरेशन फ्रेश एंट्री ले सकते हैं 3 साल के नजरिए से?
इंडिया पावर कॉरपोरेशन आपको फ्रेश खरीदना है, ठीक है. इसके अभी चार्ट देख लेते हैं एक बार कि किस तरीके से ये चल रहा है. फिलहाल 20 रुपए के आसपास है, तो बहुत ही छोटा टिकट स्टॉक है जो आपने लिया है, अभी लेने की सोच रहे हैं. लॉन्ग टर्म यानी कि 3 साल तक के लिए आपने यहाँ पर राय मांगी है. एक बार ही जान लेते हैं प्रशांत से कि वो कवर करते हैं या नहीं. ऑलरेडी अगर हम देखें पिछले 6 महीने में स्टॉक ने 40% तक का सर्च दिखाया है और 1 साल के अंदर 19% का एक मूव है. तो ज़्यादातर मूव जो आया पिछले 6 महीने में देखने को मिला है और 1 महीने में तो फिलहाल 5% तक का मूव है. 20 रुपए के स्टॉक को क्या आप ये ट्रैक करते हैं? इंडिया पावर कॉर्पोरेशन क्या पावर स्पेस से रिलेटेड ये कंपनी है और क्या अच्छी मजबूत कंपनी है?
I think fundamentally I don't track this company. As a sector, I am very much bullish on power as a business model. बट ये स्टॉक में अभी भी मुझे फंडामेंटली बहुत सारे नेगेटिव्स दिखते हैं. प्रमोटर होल्डिंग्स आर अंडर प्लेज, ऑलमोस्ट 67% प्लेज में बैठा हुआ है. रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी इज वेरी मच लो, ऑलमोस्ट थोड़ा सा 1-2 साल के लिए लॉस में जा चुका है. बट आई थिंक इट्स अ हाई रिस्क हाई रिटर्न कॉल फॉर एनी इन्वेस्टर राइट एट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. 20 रुपीज में अगर किसी ने लिया हुआ है तो यस, ही और शी हैज टू मेंटेन अ स्टॉप लॉस ऑफ 18 एटलीस्ट, बिकॉज अगर स्टॉक फिर से नेगेटिव ट्रेंड में आ गया तो 14 तक भी जा सकता है. होल्ड इट विद 18 रुपीज एज अ स्टॉप लॉस. Upside is open to him 25, 28. Anything can happen because of the power as a sector. But fundamentally, I don't recommend at this point of time.
Fundamentally, this stock is not really good at this point in time. There may have been a technical breakout above 200 DMA and that's why maybe it has come onto your radar, but fundamentally the stock really has to prove itself. Let's take the next question. This is from Ramashankar Upadhyay. He says, Namaskar ma'am, I am a new investor and a viewer. I want to enter into investing. I have 3 lakh rupees to invest. Can you suggest any 4 to 5 mid-cap stocks for 1 year view? Good to know from you that you have started your stock market journey, and the best way to start off your market journey is by asking experts what is the best way, and you're doing the right thing. So commendable job right there. You've not relied on the social media buzz, the stock tips that are floating around, but you're actually coming at the right platform to speak to the guests to really start off your journey, and I'm sure this will be a profitable one. Let's ask Mr. Prashant Apsi as to what will he advise. A new investor, 3 lakh rupees, wants to invest in direct equities, especially in mid caps. Would you think over the next 1 year it will be the right strategy?
I think yes, there are few stories for a mid cap where you can go for 1 or 2 year as an investment opportunity. One stock can be something called as the SBI cards. It can be a good business model from this point of time. I think going forward we have a lot of festival season coming in, lot of online sales are coming in. So SBI Card is the only listed company for card business, and I think fundamentally very strong. The parent SBI is totally strong. So for me, for 1 year, I think the stock can make 1,200 rupees as a target on a fundamental basis. Technically, yes, the stock can come down up to 740, and that can be a level to accumulate again for a long-term investor. So if he is investing 3 lakh, I think 1 to 2 lakh rupees can be invested in this stock. Again, second stock can be a pharma company which is called as Granules India. I think that can also be a stock one should invest in at this point of time. Technically, it has already come down 15-20% post the US FDA warning few weeks back, and I think from here the stock can rally up to 600 to 650 for a 6 months to 1 year perspective. So these two stocks fundamentally mid-cap companies for 1 year.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. All right, let's get another caller now with us. Lavish from Indore is joining in. Lavish जी नमस्कार, कैसे हैं आप?
मैडम मैं ठीक हूँ, आप कैसे हैं?
मैं ठीक हूँ, पूछिए अपना सवाल।
मैडम मैं दो क्वेश्चन पे मेरे को क्वेरी पूछनी सर से। एक तो मेरे पास 250 बारबेक्यू नेशन है एट द रेट ऑफ 650, और नेक्स्ट अनदर शेयर है मेरे पास एडिलवाइज, जो मैंने राइट नाउ अभी खरीदा 130 पे। वो
ठीक है,
1 ईयर टारगेट।
ठीक है। बारबेक्यू नेशन QSR स्पेस से कैसा देखते हैं आप इस स्टॉक को? 650 पर लिया हुआ है प्रशांत जी, क्या यहाँ पर अभी बने रहें? और 640 पे आ चुका है, तो 10 रुपए का फिलहाल अपनी पोजीशन पे इनको लॉस है। दूसरा, एडलवाइज 130 के भाव पर खरीदा है, लगातार इस स्टॉक में दमदार रैली देखने को मिली है। 138 के लेवल पर हमें अभी देखने को मिल रहा है। इसके 6 महीने के चार्ट्स और 3 महीने के चार्ट्स भी दिखाइए PCR। एडलवाइज में हमने एक तरफा रैली देखी है, पूरा ही ब्रोकरेज हाउसेस का जो एक थीम चला है वो काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग देखने को चला है, और उसी में अगर आप देखेंगे तो एडलवाइज में भी काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग मोमेंटम हमें जनरेट होता हुआ दिखा। प्रशांत जी कैसे देखते हैं आप, पहला QSR स्पेस से और दूसरा ब्रोकिंग स्पेस से स्टॉक?
So QSR space में I am very much bullish, but not in barbecue. But technically मुझे लगता है ट्रेंड अभी थोड़ा नेगेटिव है। 620 तक भी स्टॉक नीचे आ सकता है, तो आई थिंक दैट वुड बी अ गुड लेवल टू अक्यूमुलेट एंड एवरेज आउट मोर। QSR एज ए सेगमेंट नेक्स्ट 6 मंथ्स के लिए मुझे लगता है फेस्टिवल्स में जो ट्रैवल होगा, लोग बाहर खाने की कोशिश करेंगे, और जो QSR सेगमेंट में बहुत सारे बिजनेस मॉडल्स हैं टाइमिंग, तो वहां पे अच्छा मोमेंटम और उनके अर्निंग शायद बेटर हो सकते हैं। फॉर मी टारगेट कैन बी एनीवेयर बिटवीन 700 प्लस फॉर 3 to 6 मंथ्स व्यू, तो वहां पे होल्ड करना चाहिए और मोर एवरेज आउट करना चाहिए 620 के आसपास। एंड द सेकंड स्टॉक वाज
so the second stock is Edelweiss Financial Services. This stock has been in a one-way up move, Prashant.
I think yes, because of market momentum, market volatility, Edelweiss as a broker, as a business model, they are going to earn a lot of business model in this point of time. I think he has to wait for the Q2 earnings. I think earnings बहुत अच्छे आने वाले हैं। मुझे लगता है स्टॉक 150 प्लस तक भी जा सकता है in next very shorter term, मतलब 1 to 3 months का period of time में it can move up to 150 plus. So that can be a target short term के लिए।
जी ओके, गॉट इट। अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं। हमारे साथ अब एक और दर्शक जुड़े हुए हैं। श्रीनिका पूछ रही हैं कि फिलहाल आरती इंडस्ट्रीज में उनको काफ़ी लॉस हो रहा है, तो अभी एग्जिट करें या फिर बने रहें? 633 के लेवल्स पर खरीदा हुआ है। काफ़ी ज़्यादा अगर हम देखें केमिकल्स फर्टिलाइजर स्पेस में काफ़ी मोमेंटम देखने को मिला, टर्ब्यूलेंस भी देखने को मिला है। क्या आरती इंडस्ट्रीज में अभी कोई रिवर्सल के ट्रेंड्स नजर आ रहे हैं?
I think yes, there was a big shortfall in the month of almost, I think अगस्त में एक बड़ा फॉल आया था from almost 780 से लेके 600 तक। तो मुझे लगता है that was all because of fundamental changes in the company, but टाइम भी मुझे लगता है स्टॉक ने अच्छा कंसोलिडेट कर चुका है। 630 650 is my target for a reversal from this point of time for a very shorter term। अगर 3 to 6 months का अगर सोचते हो तो मुझे लगता है स्टॉक 650 to 700 तक भी जा सकता है, तो I advise her to hold the stock।
ओके, गॉट इट। होल्ड करने के लिए फिलहाल आपको सलाह दी जा रही है। अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं। दविंदर सिंह पूछते हैं, ब्लू जेट हेल्थ केयर में क्या करंट लेवल्स पर खरीदारी की जा सकती है? क्या आप ये स्टॉक को ट्रैक करते हैं, ब्लू जेट हेल्थ केयर?
Yes, technically I'm tracking this stock from last 3-4 months. तो आई थिंक टेक्निकली ट्रेंड नेगेटिव है, ये लेवल पे मैं एडवाइजेबल नहीं बोलूंगा। 480 कैन बी लेवल टू ऐड दिस स्टॉक ऑन एग्रेसिव वे। टाइम बिंग अगर ऑलरेडी ले चुके तो वेट फॉर 480 टू कम। मुझे लगता है 15-20 दिनों में शायद सेलिंग प्रेशर में नीचे आ सकता है, तो वो लेवल पे ऐड कीजिए एंड अगेन वेट फॉर द टारगेट ऑफ 620 630 फॉर ए 3 to 6 months पीरियड। तो ओवरऑल पॉजिटिव, फंडामेंटली वेरी स्ट्रांग कंपनी, बट टेक्निकली द ट्रेंड इज नेगेटिव।
ओके, गॉट इट। चलिए, इसी के साथ बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया प्रशांत जी हमारे साथ आज के इस खास शो पर मौजूद रहने के लिए, तमाम क्वेरीज हमारे दर्शकों की एड्रेस करने के लिए। इट्स टाइम टू रैप अप दिस एडिशन ऑफ डेली कॉल्स व्यूअर्स, बट इन केस वी कुड नॉट टेक एनी ऑफ योर क्वेश्चंस, डोंट लूज हार्ट, कीप सेंडिंग देम टू अस। द नेक्स्ट एडिशन विल बी अप ऑन Monday and we can take up all your questions then as well. But do also mention in the comment section, how are you finding this edition of daily calls? How are the guests calls really performing in terms of your own stock portfolio? Are you really benefiting from them? Is there anything else that you want to be included in this show that will even make your investing process much smoother and easier? Do mention that for us as feedback also on our channel. Many thanks for being with us on this special edition, but do stay tuned, a lot more is lined up going forward as well.
Well, health financing data through the national health accounts comes out as an annual report, and we are very happy to release 2 annual reports. There was some delay for the previous one because of reasons of election, etc. But yes, you have